Hey, Tia.
Hey.
How are you?
Fine, how are you?
I'm fine.
What you doing?
You will find out in just a little while
Oh,
once we get to that
oh,
moment in the video.
oh,
What are you doing?
I'm just sitting here.
Just sitting there.
hmm
Doing what?
Just checking this.
What are you doing? Well, we are here for another fun-filled day of live streaming
Ah,
and
I lost my
squealing
thing.
apparently.
I saw Susie. Hey,
Oh,
Susie.
Susie here.
Uh-huh.
Oh, look, Susie's
Ugh,
here.
I lost my thing. Oh, there it is.
Here. Thank you for joining us, Susie. Can always count on little Miss Susie. Hey, Tia, scoot your chair this way. Your shoulder's hanging off the edge of the screen.
That's my bad shoulder anyway.
You don't have any bad shoulders. All right. Oh, look, Nunley's here too. Hey, Nunley. Nunley, you were going to have to get involved in this conversation because we were having a little chat earlier and we were like, wait a minute. Nunley was there when a situation arose. And we're going to need you to fill us in on all the details that we can't remember. So be ready, be prepared.
Be prepared.
Okay, so I guess let's get started with
Mug of the day.
All right, I don't know who's drinking out of what mug. Tia just brought 2 mugs up, and I'm just going to grab the one she doesn't have.
Well, I was thirsty, so I just went ahead and grabbed this one because it was close to me.
Oh,
Yes.
I guess let me
You gotta
autofocus.
focus on it.
Ready? This way, right? Closer. There. I don't know. Did it autofocus?
No.
It didn't do anything. Okay. Well,
anyway, it's
go.
a monorail mug.
And it says, please stand clear of the door. Por favor, mantenga se alejadros de las puertas. That is like one of the best mugs ever. All right, smile.
I had to be patient and get this mug. Wait patiently.
Yeah, it came out, it disappeared, and it randomly came out while we were there one day, and they just restocked the shelves, and you know what? It disappeared again. But we got it, we're good to go. My mug is the Polynesian Resort mug because we've stayed there, so we can have this mug legally. We only get mugs from places that we've stayed.
I also had to be patient.
Yeah.
I got lucky and got that one.
Yeah, they didn't have it for the longest time, and we're like, oh, well, maybe they just stopped making that mug and they're coming out with a new one, but then they just restocked and it was always there, and now it's gone again. So just, I don't know what their new mug's going to end up being.
Ooh.
I don't know. Look, I'm going to be honest. I said, do you just want to wait until people get on and then we'll start it so that we're not just talking to ourselves? Because last week nobody got on for like 5 minutes and we were just sitting here talking and chatting back and forth.
Because they're used to you being late.
Whatever. Let's see. Nunley, well, I'm at Target, so I'll try my best. All right, well, just have your headphones in.
Don't spend all your money.
And Susie says she's at Costco.
Ooh, you better have that card ready.
Uh-huh. Apparently Costco will accost you if you don't have your cards. All right. I guess that means it's oh, that's
T-shirt time.
There we go. All right, Tia, what t-shirt you got on?
I have Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind pass holder opening day shirt.
And
where is it? February? No, May.
May 27th,
2022.
And I have the Destination D23 for 2021. So what is it? Every 2? No, never mind. Okay, so last year it came back to Disney World.
Mm-hmm.
This year they're at California. Next year they'll come back to Disney World. So
because Destination D23 is in Walt Disney World.
Yeah, and the D23 Expo or whatever they've renamed it to now, it's something convoluted that I can't even remember. So good job, marketing people. Don't remember it. That's going to be in California this year and then every other year. So hopefully we'll get it next year because we haven't tried in a couple of years because we didn't want to go last year. But
It was too expensive.
It was very expensive. So we'll see what happens next year. But what are we talking about today, Tia?
Disney fails and successes.
Yeah, it's just going to be a fun little chat. We've had some pretty good successes / magical moments. So we'll lump those two together. But we've pixie dusts, and we've also had a couple of stinkers. Not too many, but I'm sure if we actually went back and made a list, like a very, very detailed list, we could find a whole lot. But off the top of our heads, the ones that just resonated with us, we got those right here. So I guess to start it off on a low note, let's go ahead and start with the fails and bad luck at Walt Disney World. And number one is one that we've discussed, I think at least a few times we have brought it up.
And this stuff is just kind of across the board. It might be dining experiences.
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything.
Hotel stuff, just a little bit of everything.
All right, so number one, I brought it up and I will bring it up again. The pumpkin spice milkshake from Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party.
Oh, man.
This was just
horrible. An epic fail.
It was.
It was terrible.
The way I described it in the video that we did, which you can find on our page right here, I don't know, was that they call it a milkshake because it came from Anti-Gravity's.
Which is an ice cream.
Which is an ice cream place in Tomorrowland. However, I described this as a hydrogenated oil shake because this was not a milkshake. We got this thing, and when you drank it, it almost had this warm feeling to it. Oh, it was, and then after we literally got it before the fireworks, then we let it sit. Then we came back after 30 minutes of waiting for the fireworks and watching the show and everything, drank it again. It didn't look any different. Like, it still looked the same. The only difference is it had gotten warmer. And then when you drank it, it tasted like somebody had whipped up Cool Whip. And put some pumpkin spice flavor in it. So it was a warm shake. So that's why I call it a hydrogenated oil shake. It was so disgusting. I don't throw away any food. I will eat everything. But this,
I think we threw away at least half of it.
Yeah, definitely. We threw this in the trash. I was happy to see it go.
And pumpkin spice is my jam.
Yeah.
But
this is the one thing, for those of you just joining us, this is the one thing that food-wise, that I have ever thrown away. It was so disgusting. And it's not the pumpkin spice. It was the consistency of what it was made of. I just can't explain to you how bad this thing was. Anytime somebody says, hey, what treats are you going to try? I immediately go, not that one, because it comes back every year. Ugh. And so now I'm always hesitant to go to Anti-Gravity's to get anything, even though we have got stuff ice cream wise, and it's been fine.
Their ice cream is.
But I will never get another shake from that place. I will never call them milkshakes because I haven't tried the other ones. I'm too afraid I'm going to get another one of these. So disgusting. Don't try it. Stay away from it. If you have a cross, do this. It might burn it into the side of the thing because it is just, it's the vampire of shakes at Disney World. Let's see what the comments have to say. Matthew says, Mom and Dad say hi. Hi,
Mom and Dad.
Thanks for joining us. Hopefully they will get on their own phones and give us some watch time by being on their accounts. Megan Moves says, hi all.
Hello.
Hey Megan Moves, thanks for joining us. And Matthew also says, and then you two got fireworks.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. You have to explain that joke. All right. Back to our, okay, no more pumpkin spice. We're just going to try to erase that from our memory, which will probably never happen. Okay, so Nunley, hopefully you can hear us. This one concerns you. We missed the boat. And I wish Jill was on here watching as well, but I don't think she is.
Well, Jill wasn't with us.
I thought that was the time that we went.
Well, she was with us.
No, she
but
wasn't with
us.
us. Yeah, we were staying together, but she wasn't there
No.
at this particular incident.
No.
So give us the preface. Where were we at? Where were we staying? All that kind of stuff.
We were at Magic Kingdom, and we were staying at Fort Wilderness, the cabins. It was a big group trip, and there were like 6 of us. And
I think so.
For some reason, we were separated, and it was me and you, and I think Nunley and Kim.
Yeah.
And I don't know why we were in the parks so late, but we
probably just taking pictures.
We missed the ferry, right?
We missed the boats. We were at Fort Wilderness, so that we're going to take a boat back to Fort Wilderness. But the buses had also stopped running, so we couldn't take a bus over to Fort Wilderness because those had stopped running.
Was the ferry running?
Just a regular ferry boat?
Yeah.
I think so.
But we just chose not to.
Well, if we took a ferry, we'd just go over to the TTC and we'd be stuck. There's nowhere to go.
I know, but I'm trying to remember our thought process.
I think, okay, so we were in the park. We missed the last bus. Well, we missed the boat because those stopped running earlier than I thought. So if we went back to the TTC, she's saying take the ferry back to the TTC, but then we'd be stuck at the TTC. So there's nothing to do there. So then what?
The day that wouldn't end, and apparently we wanted corn dog nuggets. That tracks.
That does track. Okay, so we couldn't go to the TTC because there's nowhere to go there except the parking lot. We didn't drive to the park. We actually rode a boat from Fort Wilderness to Magic Kingdom. So we couldn't. There was no way to get back to Fort Wilderness when the buses are gone. So what we were going to do was we were going to go over to the Contemporary, grab a bus to Disney Springs because they were still open, and we were going to get a bus back to our resort. So we didn't park it at Disney Springs, but we know that resorts don't hop to resorts. So we couldn't grab a bus from Contemporary and go to Fort Wilderness. So we were going to go from Contemporary to here. So anyway, buses stopped running. There were no more buses from the Contemporary to the Disney Springs. So I went back inside while we're all hanging out outside, and they're like, oh no, the buses have stopped running. Even though the little video screen board behind us said a bus to Disney Springs was coming. So we waited and we waited, it never came. So I went inside. And they said, oh, well, we're not running any more buses. And I'm like, but we're stuck. Here's the situation. So I explained to them all of that, probably a lot more clearly than we just did. And eventually a bus came. They said a bus will be here in about 30 minutes. We waited, we got on the bus, and the guy goes, where do you need to go? And I said, well, we have to get to Fort Wilderness, but I know that we have to go to Disney Springs so we can catch the bus and go back. And they're like, he basically just drove us back to Fort Wilderness. So that was very nice of him. That's not where the bus was supposed to go. So it was, I think we were there until like 1:30. It was really late.
I think Nunley's right. We did go to Disney Springs that night. Did we? Yeah.
I swear he took us back.
No. No, we went to Disney Springs that night.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we thought the boats ran from the Contemporary.
Okay.
So that's why we went to the Contemporary. Yeah.
Okay.
I think you're right.
Okay. Yeah, I vaguely recall mentioning that when we were trying to discuss it earlier. So yeah, we'll say that that's right.
Was that the bus ride from Disney Springs to the hotel where that driver, she was whipping all around.
I think it was.
Because it was like 2 a.m.
I mean, yes, we did need to go to Disney Springs to get back because that's how it works. But she's saying, I'm guessing she's saying that the boat leaves from the Contemporary to go over to Fort Wilderness, but they said the boat stopped running.
Yeah, the boats had stopped running.
So the boats do, I guess because it goes from here to here, and then it goes from here to here. So there's 2 stops on that route. Is that basically how it worked?
On what route?
The boat route. Like it went to the Contemporary, then went to there. That's just how the boat route always works.
I don't know.
I don't remember, but yeah, we'll go with that.
We missed the boats.
Yeah.
We had to go by bus all the way to Disney Springs and then to Fort Wilderness.
It was a very late night.
We
had no
ever
clue
gonna
what
get
was
back
going
home.
on. Yeah. That's back before we knew everything about Disney World. Now we know, and knowing is half the battle.
I mean, and sometimes you just mess up.
I think that was 2020. I think it was 2019, or was it 2021? No, it was 2019, because that was back before. I think that was when we had just gotten our annual passes for the first time. Yeah, I think that's when that was. So that was way back before we knew everything. Now we know everything.
That was an ultimate fail on our part.
It was. and I'm going to bring this back up because I thought this was hysterical. Again, ultimate fail. So what I'm gathering is you didn't like that drink. She's talking about the milkshake.
Oh, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Yeah. So I just had to show that because you are 100% correct, Megan. We hated it. And missing the bus from know what the routes are, know what time things shut down.
Yeah, know what time everything stops running.
Yeah. I think the buses stop running an hour and a half after park close. Is that right, or is it an hour? I don't know.
I still don't know.
The boat stops running about the same, but the boat, like the ferry boat, goes back and forth in the TTC, but it stops running from the TTC to the Magic Kingdom an hour. No, like when the fireworks start. Then there's no more boat. So yeah, it's just a whole thing. Make my brain hurt. Nunley says, and I'm pretty sure we had to walk from the main bus stop back to the cabins too.
We did. In the dark.
Yeah, but luckily it wasn't too far. Like it was literally like, here was the bus stop, and then we went and
at
walked
that time
over
of
here.
night.
Yeah, it was very dark.
Far.
Yeah.
And in the dark.
Yeah.
We could have gotten eaten by a gator.
Well, yeah. All right. On to the next thing. This seems to keep happening to us.
Something that wasn't our fault. Yeah.
And actually, I realized that this has actually happened 3 times more than the 2 that I have written up here. So
wait.
It happened when we were at the French Quarter as well. Remember? He had to come in there. Yeah. Okay. So
I don't know what it is about Disney and not wanting me to have hot water.
So now every time I go in, it started at Coronado Springs. We went to Coronado Springs. We got there. We immediately went, like we didn't check in yet. So we went immediately from getting there to the park. And then we came back and it was like 11 o'clock at night or something like that. And we checked in. They gave us our room assignment and we went to the room. There was no hot water. You were talking a long day in the park. And there was no hot water.
Ready to get all that sunscreen and sweat combination off.
Yeah. So what they did after they said that maintenance was already, I guess, off for the night. Coronado Springs was off for the night. Oh, I'm sorry. And this is during COVID. So only some of the buildings were open. So they had everything had opened back up or something like that. Anyway. So basically there was no maintenance there and only some of the buildings were working and they wouldn't be back until like 6 or 7 in the morning. So they said, if you can wait, and Tia's like, nope, because I'm covered in gross, which I completely got because I was too.
Excuse me, but you wait to take a shower.
So we left a message with the people and they eventually called us back and said, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to move you to another room. We got a corner room on the bottom floor, literally 5 steps from the pool, and that we were the only ones in that building. So we just had to wait for the air to kick on because there was no air in that room. It was so stale and gross. But you know what it did have?
Hot water.
So I think it ended up being like 12:30 or 1 o'clock in the morning. And we finally moved to this other room. So we're getting all of our luggage packed back up, carting it down from like floor number 3 down to here.
I'm like, you know what? I don't care as long as you put me in a room with some hot water.
Yeah, and it was actually a better room too. I find the corner rooms to be bigger rooms. So we got a corner room with like 2 windows, and it was just really nice. Then we went to French Quarter, I guess, was the next one that I can recall, where we got in there, we're just getting ready to do our thing, and they've got nice bathrooms. And for some reason, there was no hot water. There was pee warm water. There wasn't hot water. I think. I can't remember with the face that she's making. So I'm going to assume maybe there was no hot water. But I remember the guy came in a couple of times and he said, you just got to let it run. You got to run the sink first.
Yeah.
Then make the thing in the tub. Okay, well, after he did his thing, I think we had to call them back into the room. Then there was a different maintenance guy. I think he was a supervisor. He fixed everything. He was just like, yeah, the little burner just turned off. So we turned it back on. It's the whole building. So we got that fixed. And French Quarter, fantastic. Then Pop Century happened the most recently. That was just last year that happened. And so there's multiple nights and there were multiple things. Like 1, the water didn't work. 2 or 3 nights in a row. Then there was, and they were going to give us not another room, but they were going to let us use a room that morning to go take a shower in the morning. And so there was that. Then the internet didn't work. And there was like one other thing that also didn't work. And it was a whole thing. But we ended up getting 2 free nights to compensate us for that. So there was that.
Yeah. They usually make it right. So.
Yeah. Let's see. Your mom says, sounds like fun. I'm glad I missed it. And thank you for joining us. Okay, so the next thing. Disney. Oh, dining. Yep, dining fail. Dining fail at Epcot Center. We're going to go ahead and move that down there. And what's the first one, baby? We're going to go with this one.
Which one? Oh.
Yeah, I just have them backwards.
Le Cellier. Always heard great things about it.
My mother actually gave us a gift card. She said, you are to spend this, because it was like Christmas or my birthday or something. You are to spend this at something you've never done but have always wanted to do. So we did. We went to Le Cellier. One time and we'll never go back. I think this might have been another one of those instances where it was close to the end of the night. So we were like one of the last reservations.
The fireworks happened while we were in there.
That's right. So we went to Le Cellier and the service was terrible. They were cleaning up. They had nothing that Tia wanted to eat.
I mean, I get it's a steakhouse,
but they usually have chicken.
Always a chicken option.
Yeah. And I think this was still when they were opening things back up. So there weren't as many items. It was a reduced menu. So it was steak and steak. Oh, and their cheddar broccoli soup or whatever that stuff is that they're so famous for. There was literally nothing on this menu. Like I saw the menu, but it was the menu of what their normal stuff is. So I'm thinking, oh, well, they have something there. They had nothing. So what they did is they were able to get something off. The girl was able to kind of finagle something together. So she got chicken, but it was off the kids menu. Then they added stuff to it to make it edible. And it was not a very well cooked piece of chicken. It was really just bleh. But I mean, at least they sort of made that right. To try to kind of work with her and whatnot. And I don't really think they charged us that much for it, but it was just, my steak was okay.
It was not an overall great experience.
It wasn't. I didn't find the food anywhere worth what they charged for it. Yeah, we're not going back there. Some people swear by that place, and that is fine. I absolutely do not. I swear against it. And the next, you've heard us talk about this one. This is the Tutto Italia Ristorante over in the Italian Pavilion. Go ahead. Just go ahead. This is the one. This is the one where we again at the end of the night.
Yeah.
And I had to go speak with customer service on the way out for about 30 minutes.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if this is a complete fail on Disney's part or a partial fail on my part for continuing to book dining reservations at the end of the night. Yeah. It was bad.
The food was good.
The food was really good. It was just the service and
our server was very dismissive.
The drink machines were turned off
a half hour before they closed because they had to clean them. So he brings us a table. Now, keep in mind, the table's as big as this tiny little desk we're sitting on here, which is what? 2.5 feet across and like 2.5 feet. So we're talking a very small 2-person table. We had probably 8 drinks sitting on the table between the two of us, plus our water glasses, all that kind of stuff. And occasionally when we can find him, he's bringing us the random bits of food that we ordered, but at the same time, there is trash bag being lugged across the floor right next to us, and they're very loudly cleaning up. There's us, there's 2 other tables in the restaurant, this giant restaurant, and they're being served the same way we are, and he was just I think it really ticked me off because he was very dismissive of just like, you get what you get. I'm like, no, this is one of the most expensive restaurants in Epcot, and you're treating us like we're at, I don't know, what's it called at Magic Kingdom? The one at the front, the Italian restaurant that nobody likes.
We've never been there.
I know, but I just picture this is how we'd be treated there. They were treating us like we were at a quick service restaurant, and I didn't care for that at all. So yeah, I took a little trip to the customer service on the way out the door, and I said, I don't want anything for free. You need to take care of this. Let's see here. Matthew says, where's the Yelp review? Brandon can write a novel of a Yelp review with a sequel. I mean, he's not wrong.
True.
He is not wrong. Okay, so I think, is that all of our massive failures? I think it is.
I mean, yeah, luckily our successes and magical moments list is way longer than the fails.
It is. So we're going to go into some successes. Now, I have these kind of split up. There's a little bit of overlap, but we have successes and we have magical moments. We're going to start with the successes because I find magical moments to be where they are given to us out of the blue. We step into them and they're just like, here, magical moment. Versus we just got lucky.
We got lucky.
Yeah. So let's start with happening into where to go? Preferred parking. We have happened into preferred parking a couple of times.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't know, preferred parking does cost more. I don't know if this is completely up to date, but this is from at the end of last year sometime. So preferred parking is $45. Yikes. Okay, so if we are annual pass holders, we get free parking, so it's actually an extra $15. So just the difference between standard parking and the whatnot. But if you can get there at the right time, whether it's late in the day or like this little clip I got right here where it was actually Magic Kingdom TTC early in the day, we're parked right there under the monorail line. Wait for it. And handicap parking, there's the little underpass where you walk to the TTC. Somehow, we were able to get that parking spot. That's just where we went. And then there are other times when we go in closer to the end of the night, but it's not really the end of the night. It's like,
well, it's just after the parking
6 or 7 in the afternoon
have stopped parking people.
And then you just get to park wherever you want.
And you can just drive as close as you want and find a space.
Yep. It usually happens when you go through the parking booth, like the toll booth, and there's nobody there and it just says move in, just like go through it, and then there's just no parking attendants. So that happens at Epcot quite a bit. We've been at Epcot and just parked like right up front. So you just got to know when to go in, and we don't really know because it changes all the time. But all right, we have a comment. Matthew says, Dad said, what happened to the 50-cent parking? I don't know if it's, I've never known it to be 50 cents. It's free for us because we have annual passes, but
it might have been 50 cents in 1971.
When you went on your honeymoon. Tell Dad to get on his own phone so he can give us watch time. All right. All right, the next thing is, let's turn that up. Okay, online event registrations. We have been, I know as soon as I say this, we never will again, but we have been sort of lucky when it comes to some of these really hard to get event registrations.
Yeah, I mean, we've missed out on some just because we didn't click the button fast enough. But.
Yeah, but Run Disney races, if anybody knows, Run Disney races, or if you don't know, they are hard to get. Luckily, I have got 1, 2, 3, sometimes 4, sometimes 5 plus phones at my disposal. Get on like all the different devices. Just see over here, eventually after our live stream, I'll put the link up to our live stream last week and you can see all that. Okay, so last week, this past week was registration for Marathon Weekend for 2025. That's what, 8 months in advance? Well, we got in, we got everything, we registered for everything we wanted to, but I heard everybody horror stories were talking about I never got in or I waited in line for 2 hours and everything was sold out. But we got everything we wanted. I had 3 computers going and one of them got in like 40 minutes and the other 2 never got in. So, but we got everything we wanted. You just got, I think a lot of it's luck and a lot of it is, I don't mean to say skill and technique, but you just got to have the right amount of devices ready to go. Which also goes into Destination D23, which is what I'm wearing right here. Same thing happened. I just happened to get in because I had multiple devices going and we got a spot, and within it was very fast, like super fast. I was in, I was like, I'm in, crap. And I'm like signing up really quick. I was one of the first ones in because I remember I waited like grand total of like a minute and then got in, registered, and everybody's like, oh man, it's all sold out. And I'm like, already? Like 10 minutes, it was done. So somehow we got that. Epcot's 40th, D23 did something for Epcot's 40th where they just did this little, you got to go in and it was supposed to be a whole big event. It wasn't as big as they said, but we were able to get in before it sold out. And then we got the Tron preview. I don't think we did we do anything for Guardians of the Galaxy? I don't think we did. Did we?
Preview wise, no.
Okay.
We were just fortunate enough to go on the opening day.
However, okay, I'm gonna amend this really quickly because it wasn't this. It was just opening day. Oh
no, we did.
So that was sorry. Okay, okay. Guardians of the Galaxy, we didn't get any preview. I think there was a preview, but we just either didn't do it or we didn't get in for it.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But on the very opening day, they're still to this day doing the virtual queue. Very opening day, we got a virtual queue. But they sold out really fast, as they do if you've ever tried that before. So we were able to get the virtual queue. The one I was about to change because I was reading it wrong was this one, the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge Annual Pass Preview. I just happened to be on a ferry boat on the way over to the Magic Kingdom when it popped in. I'm like, and I'm like refreshing on my phone screen and then once I got into the virtual queue, I was trying not to let the phone go off, because if the phone goes off, it would refresh and I would be kicked out. So I'm constantly just touching my screen so the screen doesn't turn off. And I think I was in the queue for about 20 or 30 minutes and I got everything, got in, got me, got you, got Jill and David. So just luck. And then there's always the VI pass holder event at the Magic Kingdom that we went to our first year as annual pass holders. We just happened to get the email because we had all of our settings turned on right, and we registered and got it. And it was a very limited event. Yay us. And of course, there's always this one I got recently.
Oh Lord.
Okay, so they were only at Disneyland, and at some point, I guess they decided they were going to be at Magic Kingdom. We didn't know when or if they were going to be. And I think you were in the shower getting dressed, and I was out there just piddling on my phone, and a little Popcorn Bucket Facebook page said, hey, this just appeared at Magic Kingdom. Now, we're getting ready to check out to go home. And I said, Tia, I was wondering if you just might want to go to Magic Kingdom because this popped in this morning. So she was like, I guess, but if we go there, we're not going to go to Disney Springs and do all of our normal stuff we do when we leave. I'm like, that's fine. I need my popcorn bucket. So we went to Magic Kingdom and we got a popcorn bucket. I asked Richard if he wanted one. He said no. He's not on, so he can't get smacked in the back of the head by his wife. But anyway, so yeah. All right, now we're going to move on to. Are there any other?
You didn't do this one.
What one?
When we got evacuated from Frozen.
Snap! How is that not in there? Oh, maybe I accidentally put that in the magical moments one, did
And
I?
yes, we consider getting evacuated from a ride.
Oh,
a
we
success.
absolutely do. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to create a banner here. Ride evacuation. I hope I
I
spelled
am
that right.
waiting for the day that I get evacuated from the Haunted Mansion.
Oh my God, I've been seeing so many things about people getting evacuated. Okay, so we got evacuated from, hopefully this isn't, you can't hear this, but so we got evacuated from Frozen. God, it was a few years, like 2020, I think. And we got stuck right here. This is the room right after you roll down the hill and they take the picture of you. And this is that last room where all the fireworks are going off and they're singing, you know, whatever the song is. And we sat here for quite a while. I don't remember how long it was, but then we get over to this room and they had to drain the water low enough to where we could step out of the boat. And we're sitting here. Let me get it to, oh, there we go. They're draining the water and there's a little step. And then we walked out and we got to see a little bit of behind the scenes area. Not a lot. I
Yeah,
mean,
we didn't get to see too much because the door was really like right where we got out of the boat, but it was still cool.
yeah. So hopefully we'll be able to get evacuated again many times in the future. But meh. All right. So there we go. Ride evacuations. Is that all of them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you've ever been evacuated from a ride, you know what the excitement is. Most places you get evacuated from a ride, it sucks. But at Disney, it is a goal of every hardcore Disney fan to get evacuated from something. All right, we're going to move on to magical moments. So let's start with on our honeymoon. I think this might have been like the first day we were there.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even remember this one.
Now we've gotten free parking before, where we'll go in and they'll just be like, they just wave you in. And this is before, we were annual pass holders, but sometimes they'll just wave you in and they'll just be like, just go, whatever. But on our honeymoon, we had, of course, the car decked out. Honeymoon, just got married. There's some goofy stuff written on the side over here. So sit down. Maybe that's what's going on. Now can I fix it? There we go. I don't know how much of that you saw and how much of that you didn't. Anyway, so we get we're going into park for our honeymoon, first day or so. And the lady said, "You guys just got married?" And we were like, "Yeah, we're here on our honeymoon." She goes, "Well, it's on Mickey." And said, "Just go right in."
Okay.
Isn't that fun? So, yeah. The next thing, this is Tia and Nunley's story.
Oh. Yeah, we got some free banana bread from the Riviera. It was on Mickey. We went in to have breakfast, and I think the day before we had been up in the little coffee shop where they sell it in the afternoons, but I had never heard of this before. So we went looking for it, and we were like, "Oh my gosh, it's here! We gotta get some because we hear it's wonderful." And the cast members, standing here listening to us, and he's like, "Well, here you go. It's on Mickey." And it was delicious, so thanks, Mickey.
And I think you actually went back. Was it on the same trip? That's right. That was just recently because I was in the park getting like all of the Festival of the Holidays merch while you and Nunley went over there to do that. And then we just kind of met back up.
And then we went to eat
Yeah.
breakfast down there.
Fun. And on the same note, we got a free brownie at Casey's. So, Tia, tell them the story of the free brownie at Casey's.
Brandon pulled a Brandon. He's just talking Disney trivia with the cast member.
Well, she was asking me what I was doing. I was looking for this picture right here. This picture is a picture of all the Imagineers that helped develop Casey's and the concept of Casey's. And they took a picture kind of in the style of, Casey's at the bat. I think there's one girl. Oh, here she is right here. This girl right here also has the mustache on, and that's just a little hidden thing that's in there. They got all these people. It just looks like a team picture because there are a lot of things in Casey's that are just genuine, authentic, vintage photos. This is the one that they created for all the Imagineers. So I was trying to find the picture, and I finally found it. It just happened to be sitting right next to Tia's head. And I was like, oh, there it is. And we were chatting because I think I was in line and we were talking up there about it. And so when I finally found the picture, I said, I found it. It's right here. And she comes back out. We chat a little bit longer. She goes away, does her work because, it's getting towards the end of the night, cleaning duties, all that kind of thing. She comes back out with a brownie, one big old Casey's brownies, and said, here you go. This is just being good conversation and trivia or something like that. So we got a free Casey's brownie because I like talking to people. And the free Dole Whip. I actually think this was for your birthday because I think this was when we were down there, maybe for the Zumba convention or something.
I can't remember, but I was wearing a button.
Yeah.
So it must have been for my birthday if I was the only one wearing the button, if you didn't have a button on.
Okay, we're going to put Tia's birthday.
It was pretty late at night, and we were getting like our last snack. So we went to Aloha Isle for a Dole Whip, and he just kind of slid it across the counter and said, hey, it's on Mickey.
I think
Happy
this
birthday.
is actually the picture of it. Maybe. I don't know. It could be. So yeah. Yay, free stuff.
So it's always fun to get little magic moments, little pixie dust.
Yeah.
Oh, Brandon loves this.
I love this. This is not my picture, but I have a picture. I just couldn't find it because I thought of this and immediately went and looked for the picture and I just ran out of time. Anybody who has ever seen one of these knows exactly what it is. So when you get in line for they do it by your magic bands and all the devices now, but they used to give you this lanyard that had like a chip in it or something, I think. And you held on to it when you got up. It was your turn to get on the ride. You handed this to the person, and then they would mark the time so that you knew how long the wait time was. Everybody wanted to get one of these. I think I've gotten, yes.
Or just you?
I think I've gotten one twice. There are Facebook pages. I found this picture on eBay. Somebody was selling this thing right here on eBay.
Does that mean somebody stole it?
Yes, it does. Somebody stole this because apparently they were having issues with people stealing them.
Well, that's not helpful.
So they stopped doing it and they came up with other methods. But I vaguely recall I got one whenever I think we got in line for the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and I got one of these lanyards. And I think I got one maybe for Space Mountain at one point in time. I can't remember. So yeah, I've gotten at least 2 of them. I'll be honest, I never thought about stealing them. I wish I had now because then I'd have one, but
wow.
But anyway, okay, so then we have special seating at, what is it called? The Festival of the Lion King over at Animal Kingdom. What happened?
We were just walking towards the entrance, and the cast member randomly came up and asked if we were going to see the show, and we said yes. And she said, you want to come this way?
We had no clue what was going on.
Sure, we'll go with you. And we got sat in one of the little seats right on the front row.
Yeah, and I think it was actually a special seating section, so we got like cool seats where nobody else got to sit. This is one of my favorite. I wish we were actually staying there for more than one night.
Oh, yeah.
It was one night. I wish we had been there for it was like a 3-night stay or something.
No, it was just one night.
Now, we're not as good as Jill. Jill gets upgraded every time she goes to Disney. We'll be like, Jill, where are you at? Oh, we got upgraded to the concierge at the Contemporary. Where are you at? Oh, we got upgraded to the concierge at the Grand Floridian. Every single time. We got upgraded one time at the boardwalk.
Again.
It will. We got upgraded at the boardwalk. I think our original room was just the normal studio apartment type thing.
Yeah.
But because we got there and waited and waited and waited, and if you've ever gone to a DVC, the check-in is like 4:00 or something, so it's later than normal. And we waited and waited and waited. I think we actually went to eat, came back, and it still wasn't ready.
Yeah, it was about 6:00 before we got our room.
6 or 6:30 or something like that. and we got.
I'm stealing your water.
That's fine. We didn't know where they were putting us. I finally went back up to the front desk after like 4 times of checking in, and I'm just like, we still haven't gotten our room assignment yet. And she said, hold on. So she said, okay, well, you're going to be over here in this section. It's down the hall here. Had no clue where they were putting us. She just said, it's going to be down the hall. You get in the elevator, go up to the floor, down the hall this way. And then she told us just directions, and that was it. Well, what did we end up getting, Tia?
We got upgraded to a 1-bedroom suite.
And it
And
was
it was ginormous.
just fantastic. You can find this review on our YouTube page. Let me see if I can find, oh, got the nice balcony, and then there's the bedroom. But it's not really the bedroom, it's the bathroom. Look, we got a garden tub, which actually opens up into the bedroom, and the bathroom is gigantic. There was a washer and a dryer. It was just fantastic. I mean, look at the size of this thing. It's funny, the bathroom actually opened up into another bathroom. So, yeah. That was just amazing. And we only had it for one night. Oh my God. From now on, we just need to make sure we always have multiple nights just in case. And we just cancel the second night. Well, I think we had gotten that. You just happened to find something on one of the DVC rental places.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, that's always fun. And the last thing I have on my list is this. This is how all of this got started. And this is a small portion of what I have. This, the lanyard of Figment pins. I have my lanyard of Figment pins. This is how my pin collection got started, was these 6 little pins right here. Back in 2019, summer of. This was actually when we were staying at the cabins at Fort Wilderness. The same trip where we got stuck at the Contemporary until 12:30.
So I guess it balanced itself
I guess it did. So my tale of not woe is they were all getting ready. So I was going and trying to get some pickup shots of Fort Wilderness and whatnot. And I went down to where the boat dock was, and I was going to meet them there. So at the same time, I had heard that there was a giant pin board down at one of the country store that's down next to the boat dock. So I was like, oh, well, I'm going to go in there and just see, because I had some trader pins I got from Disney Character Warehouse, and I had them ready to go. And I was like, I'm going to see if I can trade. Apparently, it's only open for like 30 minutes at one point during the day, late in the afternoon. So I went in there. I'm just chatting up the girls. I had all of my Figment crap on. I had my Figment this, Figment that, Figment watch, Figment magic band, everything Figment. And we just start talking. I'm talking to the 2 cast members that are working in there. They're these little old ladies, and they're cute, and they think I'm adorable because I love my Figment. And I said, well, I just started collecting pins, but there's these ones that I have to I have to get them. This is my goal, is to get these Figment pins. And so the lady said, can I see your lanyard? And I had them all, like all my pins that I had for trading were right here. So she takes it. She goes away. I continue to talk to the lady that was behind the counter. And after like 5 minutes, the other lady comes back and she goes, here you go. She's like, thanks, I appreciate that. And I just kind of, I was like, thanks. And I put it back in my pocket. And we just continue to talk and start talking about Figment again. And she goes, oh, by the way, look at your lanyard. And I looked at it and I'm like I had that look on my face, like, she was like, I was able to get you all of them except for one. She gave me all of them. And I guess they had just been released very soon before we had gotten there, because that was the year of that set. But this is one of the little hidden Mickey sets. And I looked at it. I was like, I had this like look on my face, and I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. What can I do for you? What do you need to trade? What do I need to give you? And she was like, no, I don't remember what she said. It was the, I don't know, here it's on Mickey or so. I don't know. It was something like that. So yeah, I got almost the entire set. And I think before we were done with that vacation, I found the last one was actually I found that at like Galaxy's Edge somewhere, or the Tatooine Traders over at MGM. So I was able to get the entire set on my first trip of pin trading, and this right here.
This plus.
Yes, this is one small portion of what has become of our house. So yeah.
Anyway.
Anywho's.
So those are just some of our bad times, our good times, our unexpected good times. Let us know in the comments if you've had any magic moments, you gotten pixie dusted with any free items, or just a cast member just being super, super nice. Let us know.
It's fun. It's nice. Share it with everybody.
It's the magic of Disney.
It is. All right. Well, I mean, unless anybody's got any of their experiences to share with us, I think we're going to say we will see you probably not next weekend because we're going to go see some landmarks next week and we won't be here. But the following week, we should be back, I think. Should we? Let's say we are.
Good Lord willing, the creek don't rise.
Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.
What?
I love my Southern girl. All right. Well, until next time, remember,
no cakes.